development. Usyk's team have been very vocal, saying your son's the fault in the collapse of that fight. Your response?
He's a liar, and he knows he's a liar. And let me tell you this much, people, if you don't know the game, you can easily be blinded by what people say. You know, and what I say to people is, unless they know the in-depth of stuff, don't comment. This man here is a professional liar. You know, Tyson said to him, because he thought Tyson was injured, because there's a lot of people in the gym in and out, and a little bit of conversation got out. He heard on a grapevine some crap source, Tyson's injured. So he rung back, I'll take you 30%. Why did he run away? When Tyson said, okay then, let's fight at the end of April, what did he do? He blowed to Saudi, hiding behind politics. He could have had the fight. He could have had 12 to 15 million, probably 17 million with advertising, everything else. It could have been, and all of a sudden now, where is he?
He's getting 6 million against Dubois.
Well, it's ridiculous. You know, he won't be getting 6 million. But I'll tell you now, if he fights Dubois, I'll eat out with a donkey. That fight ain't happening, because I'll tell you why. The only fight Usyk wants is Tyson. But you know what he wants? Mega money, a bumper payday. Because he knows when he meets a Gypsy King, it's over for him. And he's ready for retirement anyway.
Do you think he's going to pull out the Dubois fight?
Yeah, definitely. That's my opinion. I said it first. You know, if he fights Dubois, because it don't make sense, does it? He's turned down that 30%, 12 to 15 million. I said 17. I might have been that because I'm not the best to counter. But let's put it this way. Wembley, massive crowd. He turned down probably the biggest payday he's ever going to get in his life. But you know what now? Tyson's the king of the ring. He's the king of the politics as well. Now he's done what he's done. Tyson interested if he fights him or not.
And there you have it, folks. John Fury believing that Oleksandr Usyk is a liar and he will pull out of the Daniel Dubois fight. He thinks that Usyk is not serious about fighting Dubois. Dubois was only a tool for Usyk to leave and to exit out of the fight with his son Tyson Fury after he claims that Usyk ran out the back door after accepting the so-called 30-70 split. And, you know, John Fury, he is a very dedicated, passionate, high-strung person. And the question I have for John Fury is, why would you lowball someone that way? Why would you disrespect someone that way? Why would you have a mindset that, hey, because they are not from the UK, they're not marketable or sellable or important? You hear him talking about Joshua, Lennox Lewis, his son, even his other son, Tommy Fury. But you don't really hear him hardly talk about anybody else from any other continent that's marketable. Everybody else is a no-name, or they don't speak English, or nobody knows who the hell they are, right? Well, John Fury's one of those type of guys that fixates on, of course, his son and family. You know, he says only he can make them out of his sack, right? So I think that John Fury is a guy that really doesn't know much about what went on. He knows what he was told. He went from 13 to 15 to 17 million pounds for that 30%. And he doesn't realize or don't fathom the idea of what being a unified champion is. Do you know why? Because his son doesn't know. And if his son doesn't know, he doesn't know. In fact, I'm going to go a step farther. John Fury doesn't know what it's like to be a champion, to defend anything anyway, right? Because being a unified champion, you have to fight one mandatory, and then after that mandatory, you have to satisfy another mandatory, and so forth and so forth. And in Usyk's case, he has 3. Who does he really have? Okay, he has Dubois, mandatory. He has Philip Hrgovic, mandatory. He has either Joe Joyce or Zhilei Zhang, the winner in the second rematch, mandatory. Okay, so that's what he has to do. So him thinking that he exited the back door because of Tyson Fury, or he was scared of Tyson Fury, shows me that he doesn't know what the hell satisfying mandatories are. but neither does his son again, because his son never knew what it was like to take on the job or the task of being a unified champion. See, it's one thing to have a good night and beat the reigning and defending unified champion Vladimir Klitschko, but it's another thing to defend that, and he never did either. He's had the WBC, and since then, he's fought the same guy over and over again. That's not really defending it. He's defended it one time, really, okay? Because the other one, he supposedly had to get taken to court, right? So that's really not a allowable mandatory, okay? He didn't willingly mandate that fight. He had to be taken to court because he supposedly wanted to take on Anthony Joshua for all that money. It wasn't the fact that Joshua had the belts. It was the fact that he wanted that money from Joshua because Joshua was the cash cow. Now, moving forward, he fought Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte was the guy that was just a guy that deserved the WBC shot because he was the interim champion for a very long time. Okay, so since he was that champion for a very long time, he deserved it. So that's that one time. The second one was a voluntary against Derek Chisora, so that really doesn't count. Okay, and Mauricio Suleiman hasn't made Tyson Fury do anything. Now, he has mentioned that in time, people, in time, not how much time, but in time, he will make Tyson Fury fight a mandatory. So who that will be, I don't know. We know the deal with Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder, but we don't know what he's done because he hasn't made Tyson Fury do anything. Okay, so again, he doesn't know what it's like to satisfy mandatories to have the job of being a champion, period. Okay, let alone a unified champion, which Oleksandr Usyk is. Anthony Joshua knows. Oleksandr Usyk's learning because he has to defend it against Dubois. But they don't know anything. So until they know what the hell they're talking about, until they satisfy mandatories, I would say don't say anything. But you guys tell me what you think of John Fury predicting that Oleksandr Usyk won't take the fight with Daniel Dubois. And, here's another thing. Why wouldn't he take the fight with Daniel Dubois? You know what I mean? But nonetheless, you guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.